For most people in retirement, their number one challenge is how to manage taxation on their retirement accounts. And retirement accounts have something that nothing else has, and those are, of course, forced distributions, meaning you've got to pull money out at some point in time, even if you don't want to. You have this thing called required minimum distributions. Now, I'm sure you've heard of the phrase, but how do they work? It's a common question I get. First, they're going to start in the year in which you turn 72. Now, as I'm recording this in Congress, they're talking about, bumping that to maybe 73 or 4 or 5 or some later date. But regardless, there's some age. When you hit a certain age, you must start taking money out whether you want to or not. It's not an option. And every year that you have money in your retirement accounts, from that point on, that percentage is going to increase. I'm going to show you an example of that. And of course, if you retire and you have a 401k over here and a 403b over there and then an IRA, over in that corner, okay, you're just asking for complications. You're just asking to mess it all up. If you get nothing else out of tonight's video, it's this. Once you retire, just get everything into IRAs, because that's what the system's really designed for. If everything's in IRAs, you can add them all up, get your calculate your required distribution, and then you can pick and choose where you pull it from. And it's super easy. But if you've got a 401k and a 403b and a 457 and an IRA and all these different, the simple IRA, you got all these different accounts, then you got to take distributions from each one. It's a royal pain in the keister, like where, right? Here, we have to understand, though, that when you take money out of your retirement account, whether it is because of a required distribution, or maybe you're just taking money out to supplement your income, anytime you take money out of these retirement accounts, they often affect a lot of other things in your tax return. So let's kind of go over this. So first of all, whenever you pull money out of your account, out of an IRA or a 401 or anything like that, every distribution is going to be taxable at whatever your highest tax rate is. If you're in the 22% bracket, you pay 22% tax. It's that simple. But it's not that simple, because here's what happens. Sometimes it might put you in the higher tax bracket. It's like, oh no, I took money out, now it put me in a higher tax bracket. We're just getting started, because here's the thing. When you take money out of a retirement account, many times it forces you to pay more tax on your Social Security than you were paying before. You're going to see an example of that in a little bit. Next, it may force you to pay more tax on capital gains, more tax on your dividend income, and more tax on investment income. It's like, all those 1099s you get from your investment accounts, suddenly you're paying more tax on that stuff. Why? All because of a distribution from your retirement plan. Now, notice it says may. It really depends on your situation. Everybody's different. It could reduce, I've seen this happen where required distributions or just distributions from retirement accounts have led to reduced deductions on rental income or business income, which leads to what? More tax. It may lead to increased premiums on your Medicare Part B and, of course, Part D. They don't call that a tax, but let's be honest, it's more tax. And of course, in a lot of other areas. You think that, oh, it's really simple. I take the money out, I got to pay tax on what I pull out, and I'm done. No, it actually leads to taxes in a lot of other areas. And that's what really starts to cause some problems. And by the way, I'm going to give you an example of this in a couple of minutes. We actually have a 40-minute webinar that we do every week. Specific to tax planning. And if you click the link below, you can sign up and watch it live with me. Also, they give you an option to watch a recording of last week's. But in any event, great webinar, great information. You don't want to miss out. So just click the link and I'll see you on the webinar.